Hi everyone, Becky here. Yeah, I haven't uploaded for a while, but you know, that's part of being a YouTuber. I took the HSK exam. So this one. So this was on the 31st of January. So it's been like 20, 22, 23 days since then. So I've just been doing other things rather than YouTube. Yeah, so I took the HSK 6 exam. I think I did okay. And it was the trial exam. I put this on Reddit. You can check out my assessment. HSK6. There was a trial exam for the new standards. They recently updated it yet again. Oh, it's really hard coping with a moving target. Like, oh, I will spend years studying towards this goal, and then the goal moves over there, and it's like, oh, all right, which, yeah, it's a real challenge. Anyway, I think I did well at this exam. I think partly because in the past I've done handwritten exams, and this was the first time I did a computer exam, and uh, also I think it's like a bit easier than this new syllabus version of the exam, HSK 3.0. Um, yeah, I think it's a little bit easier. For example, you don't have the you bing questions, the faulty wording questions, which are kind of notorious. So yeah, I like for in the past I had to save time for those and so on. Yeah, that's another thing, isn't it? This new standard exam is much shorter. The listening is 10 minutes shorter, the reading is 10 minutes shorter, the writing is a better format, and you're less tired because you've sort of saved 20 minutes. So I think it is, I don't know, easier in the sense of it's easier to get better marks, not because it's the content is easier, right? I feel like you're more likely to get the marks you deserve on this new format. Anyway, where are my predictions? My predictions might be wildly off. At the time, those were my predictions. Listening 80. Yeah, so if I'm predicting an 80 on listening, that's really high compared to what I've got in the past. Um, but maybe, I mean, I really did feel like I understood what they were talking about quite well. Reading 90. Yeah, without the you being section, I think it changes a lot. um, my writing, I think, was okay, not 100% ideal. Maybe this is a bit too optimistic. I'm not sure. Speaking wasn't fantastic, but I'm hoping I just pass. And if I get marks in this ballpark, then yeah, I'll probably never think about taking the HSK6 again. Time to move on. So, what's next on the list for me? I don't know. I could prepare for the HSK 7 through 9, but if I'm being honest, I've spent so long, like, here, preparing for exams and doing things like that. And it is awfully tiring just preparing for exams and so on. Hmm. So, oh wow, is it? It's over 5 years. We're in 2026 now. It's nearly 5 years continuous. Actually, that's when I took the HSK 5. Yeah, so I started well before then preparing for the HSK 5. So yeah, it's over 5 years continuous now. Um, yeah. Oh, should I prepare for the HSK 7 through 9? I don't know. I, uh, I kind of want to have it done, but there is a trap. There is a trap in deciding you want to pass a HSK exam, setting that as your goal, and yeah, and then spending years of your life well beyond your anticipated time frame actually preparing for such an exam. Yeah, I did not anticipate this when I sort of signed up for the HSK6 exam. And when I got marks like this, I thought, okay, can't be far off. I wasn't anticipating another two more years. And then it changed here, and they made you take the oral exam, and then it's now changed again. So it's really hard to know what to do. HSK 7 through 9, it was implemented years ago, and now they've changed the standards again. So I simply do not know whether they're using the 2021 version of the 3.0 standards for the HSK 7 through 9, or the 2025 version of the HSK 3.0 standards for the HSK 7. So what do you do? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I need to learn how to read arbitrary content, and not just like simple romance novels and things like that. That's nothing. I'm reading. I should be able to read science, especially pop science. I should be able to read history, like some random dynasty, uh, some random emperor. Yeah. I should be able to read things like, uh, mm, I don't know. What else have we got? Uh, yeah, that sort of thing, where it's maybe like legal stuff as well. Legal stuff and all sorts of things that are like technically intense. Um, yeah, not just simple stuff, but stuff that requires domain specific knowledge. Yeah. So I kind of feel like preparing for the HSK 7 through 9 exam kind of isn't as simple as learning a lot of words. So, so this is one thing I've been working on, MTEH, more than enough Hanzi. This is a corpus that I've been working on. It's now up to this many characters, and I think this is stabilizing very much in this ballpark. It's designed for advanced students. Um, yeah, I think this the characters in this corpus now are very much kind of beyond high school ish. um, yeah, so it's kind of in the ballpark of university student level. Um, yeah, so I'll show you something. Yeah, so there's this paper, it's pretty old, from 2003, but they're estimating this one. So a college student knows about 5,150 characters, which I don't know is fairly consistent with what I've found in making this. So this is not fully up to that college level native speaker level number of characters, but at the same time, it's a pretty ambitious goal, right? So this is what I've been working on. It's still a bit of a work in progress, but the corpus itself is much more stable than it has been in the past. So I'm very pleased about that. But there are, yeah, there's a whole bunch of things here where it's like, okay, I have these characters that you really need to know, and then there's these characters which I know exist, uh, but you kind of don't really need to know them. For example, fish. Like there are a whole bunch of characters which are just species of fish. Now, if you're really into fish, like maybe you like seafood or something like this, you might want to know those characters. But normally, you just need to know, oh, it's a type of fish. I don't know. I don't know. I don't care most of the time. Yeah. If you're into marine biology, you might want to know. If you like going to seafood restaurants, you might know, and so on for other things. Yeah. Rare characters in the wild. Yeah, I made this. Um, this is just these are photos I've taken in China. I like to take photos when I see relatively rare characters. So this one, yeah, this is fourth tone. Ooh, yeah. So I live near the beach, so which is probably why I see this one. Um, oh, why? Okay, this is not what I was expecting. uh, this one, Chuan. Ooh, yeah. So, hmm, does it not by itself pertain to like a dock? Anyway, it's a dock. So because I live near the beach, there's a dock. Yeah. Uh, here, Qiang. So this is a special type of mantou. Mantou is a Chinese style bread. The qiang, I don't know what the character means, but in this qiang mian, it refers to the special process of making it. This one, kneading extra dry flour into fermented dough. So it kind of comes out in a certain way, but that's where I saw it on this sign here. Qian, yeah. So verbs in particular are quite important. And so here it is on this sign. And when I see it, it's like, why didn't I not know that character? Qian ku jiao. So you're hemming the trouser, well, trouser feet, but in this case, it's like the bottom of the trousers. Yeah, 手擀面, 手擀面. Yeah, this, I don't know, is it rare? It's not that rare. So this is to roll, but it's to roll with a rolling pin, right? This one, 面酱. So to roll dough. Yeah. So here is an example in the wild. Yeah, here this is a funeral parlor. I didn't know I was taking a photo of a funeral parlor until I got home. But all right, I might have reconsidered that decision if I knew at the time. Yeah, but I didn't recognize this character in particular. Yeah, Bin. So, well, I know now, don't I? Don't take photos of funeral parlors. Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, this is like hubcap slash rim of tires, of wheels. Again, these are things you see in China, characters you see in China. If you walk around China, you will see these characters. And here is proof, right? I've literally gone to these places and taken a photo of these characters. So this is like hubcap or something in this ballpark. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's hub or rim or somewhere in between. Yeah, so this is welding and maintenance and so on. This one is on the periodic table. This is argon. So argon arc welding. So you see that at workshops, metal workshops. This one, Yi Meng Shan. Oh, sorry, this is second tone. Yi Meng Shan. Maybe you see that where I am in Shan. I'm in Shandong, but I don't know. I feel like maybe you'll see it everywhere. This is just the name of a river, right? Yeah, the Yi. Okay, Yi River. So it's the name of a river, but you see it. I see it a lot when I order food online and things like this. So there are restaurants with this name or dishes with this name, or in this case, it's like talking about where this dish comes from and so on. One, yeah. So this is alkane, chemistry jargon, and this is a warning sign on the back of my fridge. Yeah. So you see characters, chemical characters like this on warning signs and things like this. Yeah. Bowl. So bowl refers to like kind of like a slow cooker kind of apparatus for cooking. Clay pot. Yeah. Here it's in bao fan, right? Bao. I'm not sure. I'm not actually sure how to pronounce this one. Bao fan. Yeah. So stew slowly. Yeah. So you do see this one. Again, this is a photo I took, so you can go to the shop and actually and buy this dish if you like. Yeah. So 畸形 is deformity, right? So 正畸 is to correct deformities, but it refers to like deformities in your teeth. So 正畸 is orthodontics, right? Yeah. my italki teacher, my last italki teacher taught me this word 畸形, and then when I went out and saw this, 正畸, I thought, oh wow. So he taught me this character. Yeah. So 扁, flat, 平, also flat actually. Yo is wart. Oh, is it second tone? Yo. Okay. These characters are not too familiar. They are pretty rare. Yo, second tone. All right. Yo. All right. So this is a wart. So this is a specific type of wart known as a flat wart. And yeah, you can see it on signage like at clinics and so on. Gua sha, yeah, this is some traditional Chinese medicine concept. I have no idea. Yeah, that. That's gua sha. Don't ask me what that is about. Uh, yeah, that's gua sha. Hole. Yeah, so we got Yol and Hole, and they're both warts. I don't know the difference. This character is also kind of rare. Chu. This chu meaning to remove. But even the chu, as in without the left hand side of this character, that also means to remove. Like you can say chu bing to remove ice. So if you want your drink without ice, you might say chu bing, chu tang, no sugar, that sort of thing. Right. So here it's remove warts. But so oh, you can see it here as well. But um, yeah, it's used in that sort of thing. So 去眼袋, 眼袋 the like the bags under your eyes. So if you want to remove them, is it? Oh, it's first tone. 去眼袋. So to remove the bags under your eyes. Um, yeah, actual sign. This is me going out taking a photo. You will see these characters in China. This one is a car brand. This character here is kind of rare in the sense that you might not encounter it in your normal study, right? It's used in proper nouns, so you might not actually encounter it. This is some car brand. This Chinese car brand. I don't know much about that. Um, yeah. Where did I see this? Wuxi. It's just a sign, decorative joy. I don't know. Yeah. This is a dialect version of octopus. Ba shao. So I had to add this to the dictionary. It hasn't updated yet. It can be written like this. So the ba is a little bit different here and here. But ba shao. So this is a shop, a restaurant near me. It's over in that direction. I took a photo of that. That's one of the things of actually living in China. You can go take a photo of things. Lawsifin. Yeah, so Lawsi is a river snail, right? So Lawsifin is, this is Fenci, right? So river snail noodles, popular dish. Apparently it's from Liuzhou. I don't know much about that, but popular dish in China. But these characters are almost always seen in this particular dish. This dish can be seen all over China, though. So it is worth knowing these characters, even though these are kind of like specific species of snail, etc., etc. Yeah, so this is the kind of thing I've been doing. Quzhou Yatou. So Quzhou is a place. Quzhou, it's a city somewhere in Zhejiang province. All right, I haven't been there, but you can see these signs. Quzhou Yatou. Yeah, so the jiatou is a duck head, right? So they have this speciality duck head from Quzhou. And so this is a fairly rare character, but you can see it in this precise phrase, Quzhou Yatou, because there are shops all over China selling this specific duck head. Yeah, here is the head. I don't know, I would not eat that, but all right, it's a thing. Qiu. Yeah, I'm surprised how rare this character is. It it didn't come up in study. It just means fur, right? Fur coat and so on. 裘皮. So you've got what leather is, what is it? 毛皮? No, 皮革. Leather is 皮革. 皮革, and so this is 裘皮. So this is fur, right? So here 裘皮. Oh, so 皮 here will be separate, right? So fur and leather probably. I'm not sure, unless chulpi is a word that means fur. No, it is just fur. No, this is a word. Yeah, 裘皮. Yeah, 带毛. Whoa. 柔质. Oh, is this tanning in Chinese? Wow, 柔质. Kind of inferred that. Kind of curious. Is this a character in the corpus? Let's have a look. I don't know. I might have added it. Here it is. 柔质皮革. Yep, I added it because it is a character you might encounter. It's a bit above my level at the moment, but this is kind of my end game goal. I'm going to study these, I'm going to get good at these, and then I'm going to say, no, that's enough, and do something else. All right, so where were we? Okay, so 带毛, so that it has the 毛, 弹制而成的动物皮, 毛皮. Oh, 毛皮. Oh, so this is also fur. Yeah, 毛皮. So why doesn't it say 毛皮? I do know this word, 毛皮. I said it before, but I got it mixed up with pigo, didn't I? So 毛皮 is more like pelt, is it? So this is untreated. And when you tan it, it becomes 裘皮. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just jotting down characters I see in China that catch me by surprise and that I might actually see again at another point. This is 老干妈, and I think many people have tried 老干妈. But in particular, this character here, 豆豉, this is black bean, and this character is quite rare. But you do see 豆豉. This is 豆豉, 风味豆豉, so like black bean flavor, and it's usually on this particular food item. So 鲮鱼, type of fish. I believe it's called dace in English, but kind of like sardines or something, right? What's that? Mud carp? I don't know. But yeah, it's kind of a little bit sardine-like, but I don't think it's the same fish. Um, but you see the black beans, right? Black beans. So 豆豉, 鲮鱼. And you can buy cans. Where are the cans? Usually it comes in a can. um, anyway, black bean here. Again, it's one of these characters you might not encounter in your study because your textbooks are kind of not listing out all the nouns conceivable. It's not as comprehensive as it can be. This one here, 铅, used in 钢钎. Yeah. So here it's referring to skewers, right? Metal skewers. Drill rod. Yeah, yeah, dictionary needs a bit of update, but here, this is not drilling, this is just skewers. Let's put that into Google image set. Metal skewers, right? Yeah. Ban. So you probably know this character in wood, right? 木板. This is the metal version of that character. So 钣金喷气. So this is, well, just the jin here, it pertains to metal. So sheet metal, spraying, like spray painting. Yeah, that's a good. I already did this. And what's this one? Do. Yeah, again, this really is a character that you may not may not encounter during your study because plating is not a word that comes up a lot, but it is quite important if you're into like cars and metallurgy and so on. Yeah, 镀金. Yeah, so 镀金. This is a concept that's kind of hard to explain, but it's some kind of treatment for your vehicle that makes it here, like this, and not like this. 镀金前,镀金后. So yeah, I don't fully understand this. Again, this requires specialist knowledge to deeply understand. But I do understand it is a treatment for cars that protects the paint. And yeah, all of those I do see in China. It's not theoretical or anything like this. These are characters you can see in China, and I've provided a photo of each example. And so it's not like you're studying obscure characters. Well, shouldn't phrase it like that. They are pretty obscure. It's not like I'm saying um, you must learn these. It's not like I'm saying they're unused. It's kind of like there is an argument for learning these, but you might not have them as top priority. But yeah, if you were going to choose some, choose the verbs. Verbs are top priority in particular. Yeah. So this. Um, recognize this pertains to inzang. All right. Burial, funeral burial service. So this is internment. So I think it's the whole process from someone is deceased onwards, right? Yeah. So that's one thing I've been doing, among others. um, yeah, they do take a long time. Yeah, these are things that I did a while ago. Like, yeah, I'm trying to add to this. So what I'm currently working on uh, are these ones, and these are quite challenging. So things like names in particular. So let's do historical. Yeah, so you can see to do. I haven't done these, but yeah, I want images because it's very hard to differentiate one name from another. Just say, okay, this is Ming Dynasty, this is Song Dynasty, etc., etc. It's like, yeah, you need to be able to mentally differentiate these names. Now, some characters you kind of need to know, but the most important thing you need to know about these characters is that they're used in these names. So this is Cao Pi, Cao Cao's son, and so yeah, Emperor of Wei. So this is Wei, right? Of this Three Kingdoms period. Yeah, so Cao Cao. Well, they all declared themselves emperor, didn't they? So Cao Cao declared himself emperor, and this is one of Cao Cao's sons. Hmm. Yeah, who became subsequent emperor. Hong Sung. Hong Sung is. Do I have the book? 1 second. 西游记, 西游记, the three, sorry, Journey to the West, not, and sorry, Hong Sung, Hong Sung, also known as Xuanzang, and we'll get to Xuanzang in a minute, or maybe here, Xuanzang, Xuanzang, oh, I should say Xuanzang. So yeah, this is Xuanzang. So apparently Xuanzang is an actual Tang Dynasty monk, and Hong Sung is, uh, is I don't know, based on Xuanzang. Am I getting that right? Why isn't this popping up? Wait 1 second. Yeah, I don't know. It was the dictionary was malfunctioning. Xuanzang. Xuanzang. So this is, I think this is a real person, Xuanzang, but Tang Sung is like a fictionalized version of Xuanzang. That's my understanding. Feel free to correct me because I'm not 100% sure on that. Um, uh, maybe my entire audience knows this book like the back of their hand. I probably should read it. I don't know. I don't know. Am I at the level where I can read this now? 有写. Yeah. So again, just rare characters. 教宽印. Yeah, 教宽印. Again, these characters are somewhat rare, especially Yin. I've never seen this character outside this name. Yeah. Oh, and when you get emperors, it's a bit of an issue. Emperors have like 3 or 4 different names you kind of need to know. Yeah. Zhenzang we talked about. Daji. Daji, Daji, Daji. So this is this one. So this is the Shang dynasty. This is a long time ago. What, 2,500? 3,000 years ago? Some I don't remember exactly. Actually, can I just look it up? 3,000 years ago. 3,000 plus years ago. Yeah. Right. Right. And then Zuo Tang. Yeah, so this Tang, I think it's fairly rare. I don't really see the character. I don't know. Maybe it's used somewhere, but I don't encounter it outside uh, this general's name, right? So he's a Qing dynasty general, and this is what uh, General Tao's chicken is named after. How do you say this in English? I don't know. It's we don't have it in Australia, and we don't really have it in China either. It's an American thing, right? Um, 左宗棠, yeah. Zhu Di, yeah. Again, it's another name for an emperor. Su Xun, yeah. This character rare, but you need to know Su Xun is the father of Su Shi and Su Zhe. Su Shi, again, it'll probably be down here somewhere. But so these are the three Sus, Sansu, Sansu, the three Sus. Yeah, so you need to know those three people and their relationships, and that can come up on exams. Especially sushi. Sushi can come up on exams in particular. Um, yeah. So this one I've decided to add, but haven't added it yet. The Yang Di. Yeah. Again, this kind of character you mostly only see in names. Kang Xi you can see. Xi Xi Yang Yang, right? But at the same time, this is kind of rare. Wuxi, yeah. So you need to kind of know this Zhou Yu. So this character kind of only in names really, and notably Zhou Yu. Du Fu, this character. Yeah, this is a famous poet. And yeah, often when you're describing character structure, you just you'll mention this character in particular, Du Fu. It's Du Fu the Fu. Yeah, Chongzhen, yet another emperor name. Just specific characters. See, yeah, you probably know about Empress Dowager. Shang Zhou. Yeah, so it's tyrannical, right? um, this, I think this character it's specifically for him. He gets his own character. Oh, it does it have another meaning? I don't know. Some of the emperors do have like specific characters. They made characters for emperors. Um, yeah, this one I've seen on exams, and it's kind of tricky because the G makes me think it could be something else. But it is part of a name, and if you do not know that this is a name, yeah, you might get caught up. Because I thought so. This is often used in classical Chinese to be kind of equivalent to de, right? So if I see Wang, random character I've never seen before, and Ju, I am not necessarily interpreting this as a name because Wang can mean king, and this is random character. I don't know. So it is very hard to understand this. So you really need to know that this is a name. This is calligraphy. Okay. Xun's one of the many zis. Yeah. Xunzi. 菩萨, yeah, 观音菩萨. The Pu here is, you just see this in 菩萨, right? What's Puti? Yeah. Anyway, the point I wanted to make was this character kind of rare, but you need to know it exists here. Uh, Zhuge Liang. Yeah. So Zhuge here is a surname. Zhuge Liang. Now, yeah, Ge is not that rare, so I probably will edit this in the future. Ge, I've put it as a rare character, but not really. People today still have that surname. Well, they have the Ge. I don't think I've ever met a Zhuge, but I've met a few Ge's. Hmm. So I'll probably edit this. But you need to know this name, Zhuge Liang. Lin Xiangru, yep. Lin Xiangru has come up on um, on exams or practice exams or whatever. Jiaxu. I don't know much about Jiaxu. These are to-dos. Mengke, this is Mengzi. Okay. Bullshit we talked about. This is the most likely of the three schools to get mentioned on your exam. Shit. I don't know much about him, but you need to recognize this as a name, and if you can get a ballpark of the dynasty they exist in, it really does help because you understand the kind of thoughts at the time, the philosophies and vibes. Yeah, Song Dynasty was noted as particularly prosperous, right? Suzhou. Yeah, so this is Sushi's brother, right? Yeah, younger brother of Shi. So Sushi was older. Okay. Yeah, this character is quite rare. The only place I see it is in, yeah, here. This is Li Kuei. I don't know. Is it used outside that name? I don't recall ever seeing it. And this one, I don't know. I will have to figure that out. But yeah, this is what I've been doing recently. Things, among other things, um, just trying to like set some reasonable boundaries for the corpus. So yeah, so like I don't want to include every single character, otherwise it's just a dictionary. But I also don't want to exclude important characters. And there are some characters that are kind of on the boundary where it's like this. And actually, Zhuo is not that rare. Nanyuan Beizhuo. It's used in that Chongyu. It probably isn't here, but I wanted to in the list. But I probably wanted to, yeah, just be comprehensive there. I probably got it here. Nanyuan Beizhuo. Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, um, so there are characters sort of on the periphery which I kind of don't want to exclude, like species of tree. I don't want to exclude, but I don't want to include, if you know what I mean. Like, if I include it, some people will look at like 30 species of tree and go, why am I learning this? And other people who are really into like botany and trees, and like if you go to a botanical gardens in China, yeah, you might want to know the trees. um, you might actually want to know those characters. They do come up on exams. Words like elm and maple and things like this, they do come up. You don't want to just say tree, tree, tree. Hmm. Some trees like huai shu are quite important. So if I click here and oh, let's go to the tree. Huai shu. Oh, what have I done? Not that one. I want the tree. Huai shu. This one. This one. This one you see in kind of Chinese essays a lot. This particular tree. It seems to resonate well with the, I don't know, with Chinese people. So this tree in particular comes up a lot. But I'm from Australia. We don't have this tree in Australia, or I don't think we do. We do have anshu in Australia. This one. This is, yeah. You have anshu in Australia, but apparently you have it in other countries as well, like South Africa. um, yeah. If you do GeoGuessr, it's like, is this Australia or South Africa? Hard to tell. Yeah, it can be hard to tell. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of trees. There's a lot of Like there are a lot of trees with specific names. There are trees that are named after things like fruits and so on, and there's produce from trees as well that you kind of might want to know. Um, is that produce? Pine cone? You kind of need to know pine cone, right? Songrong. Yeah, so this one is a mushroom that grows near, has a tendency to grow near pine trees. So it requires a kind of certain environment and so on. So songrong, yeah, that's this mushroom here. I think it's popular in Japanese cooking in particular. Yeah. Um, yeah, etc. So I tried to be as comprehensive as possible. What's this? Shade of a tree. Yeah. Shuyin. Yeah. Including every conceivable thing you need to know about trees. Um, yeah, amber, moss, lotus root. Oh, moss. I should move this. Maybe I'll have a look at this in the future. But anyway, um, yeah, some of the like I've got a plant one now, and I want to move things into there, but it's not fully fleshed out. It's uh, like in the sense plants and flowers. So I've added a few, but not many. So it looks like some of these would be better in the plants. Yeah, vine, fern, lotus root. Yeah, so quite a few of these actually by the looks of things. Hibiscus. Yeah, I thought I added that to this one. I did. Somewhere. Hibiscus. Alright. So I've done it twice. That's alright. I've got different flowers for hibiscus. Alright. What's that character? Mujin. Mujin. Again, yeah, maybe I should leave it in both. Because this character does have this. Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't really matter if they overlap, does it? I'll have to think about that. Yeah. All right. So where were we? I'll just go right back to the start. So yeah, I end up with some sort of boundary issues here. There's a whole bunch of characters that absolutely feel like they must be included. There are some characters that absolutely seem so obscure that no one will fault me if I don't include them. And there are some characters that are kind of on the periphery, on the boundary. And I'm erring on the side of including them. But when it comes to massive collections like this, like let's do tree, where there are so many of these, and if I include them, you have like a whole page of trees. You have all these characters, and like, why am I learning all these different types of trees? Uh, yeah, it's a bit of a problem. It's also a bit of a problem. Um, uh, it's a bit of a problem because the method I use for studying the characters in MTEH does not really suit this. You really need images. Like, you really need to know Bai Shu is this, right? You can look at it and say this. Like, I can't explain to you what this is without an image, or at least not easily. Same with, well, maple, because you know the word in English. But do people know the word cypress in English? Like, I feel like most people would recognize it as a type of tree, but would they be able to identify, like, tell me the difference between a cypress and an elm, for example? Elm. Yeah, this is an elm. So I wanted to get, for trees, I tended to include two images, one of the shape or outline of the tree, and yeah, one for the leaves and so on. Beech. Yeah, beech. Like, do you know the difference? Yeah, you get the idea. Hmm. Hmm. So, yeah, where were we? So a lot of these have been well, some of these have been judgment calls. I don't want to go way too far down the include every tree, include every fish, include every insect, include every bird, because there's a lot, and you will spend like there's going to be hundreds of such characters, and this will suit some students, but won't suit others. Right? Someone like pelican. Do you want to know the Chinese word for pelican? I don't know. In English, I would think even small children would know the word for pelican. But I don't know. If it's your second language, you might not care. You can just say bird. Yeah. It really depends if you want to talk more precisely and say words like bass instead of fish, right? Like some people would consider saying fish as like imprecise. Yeah, trout instead of fish, and so on. So this kind of boundary issue has been on my mind a lot. Now I eventually came to the conclusion I don't want to include them. But I want to document them because, well, I want to learn them to begin with. I think it's worthwhile learning these characters, but I could definitely see someone who's still ambitious, but not wanting to learn like 30, 40 different types of birds. If you know what I mean. Yeah, the other thing I've been doing is I became an editor of this dictionary. So we all know this dictionary, right? So if you hover over here, yeah, you have these glosses, which is kind of like a very quick translation I don't know, definition of a word. Yeah, so they're described in English, not in Chinese. But yeah, so if you become an editor and you access this, maybe I'll just show you some of my submissions. I'm a new editor, so I don't want to do too much. So, oh, okay, so this is what I posted. And yeah, so yeah, this is what I posted and it had some minor changes. So this is Yi Xun. So currently it says wishes of the deceased. And I kind of looked that up, but it's not really like that at all. Wishes of the deceased makes it sound like it's a will or something like this, right? And it's not really like that. It's like I give 1/3 of my estate to my granddaughter, etc., etc. Um, so that's not accurate. That's just not accurate. So I proposed this edit, and then one of the other editors went in here and did this. So what we do is behind the scenes, we toss around different options and go, yeah, this one's good. It's a bit noisy if you're yeah, if you're not involved in like people submit edits and like additions, new words or modifications to current words and definitions and so on. And what am I saying? Yeah, so and we might discuss it, we might mull over alternatives, we might find dictionary definitions, we might find examples in the wild. Sometimes there are like theoretical words that no one actually uses. It appears in the dictionary, but no one actually says that. So yeah, we have to be a bit careful. Yeah, things like slang is a real challenge. Yeah. So I find this to be an interesting thing to do, because I've spent a long time studying for exams, and it kind of feels like, all right, what am I actually going to do with my Chinese? I have to do something, right? What am I going to do with it? Is that cutting off? Um, yeah. What am I going to do with it? So here's an example of something I can do with it. It's kind of more productive than just study more, learn more words, get faster at reading. I don't know, listen to the news. Like, I want to do something with it that kind of helps, if you know what I mean. Here's what else we got here? Black, white. Oh, yeah. 腐列白. So I propose this edit and this edit. 腐瑞白. 腐. Sorry, I'm saying 腐瑞白. This is flat white. And yeah, so this is another name. So those are fairly simple. It's a coffee popular in Australia, but you can get it in China. And Starbucks calls it this one and or this one. Yeah. Yeah, 腐列白.中庭 Glockenspiel. Yeah. So I did these yesterday, but I feel like if you just provide enough evidence, so here, they will just go tick. And yeah, they're very, very quick. Glockenspiel. 中庭. Yeah. There was some issue with traditional here. Yeah, I don't understand, but this is the correct one apparently. Mandolin, mantoling. Yeah, there was two of these for mandolin, right? Mantoling and mantolin. Just two different transliterations for mandolin. Loan word. Oh, okay. I should have put that here. So should this is like a partial loan word or partial transliteration? I don't know. I'll just leave it. What have I done here? Oh, this one I proposed this as a surname. Proper name Jing goes. Oh, okay. So, what does that mean? So I'm a new editor. I didn't know what to do here. All right. So I was meant to propose a separate. Yeah, there was already an error, wasn't there? So the proper noun is this one, and the noun is this one. Okay. All right. I'll have to do that in the future. All right. Well, so the one with the capital J is this one. So this is a surname. It wasn't listed here as a surname, right? So I thought, oh, I got to put that as a surname. And yeah, you give enough evidence, it's like, all right, they'll do it. Yeah, I proposed this yesterday, I think. And if you give them enough evidence, it'll be near instantaneous. It's like the editors will just read it and go, okay, here, all right, obvious. Yeah, here I proposed changing this to this. Okay. Yeah, so Richard is a rather long-term editor and is very familiar with this. Far more familiar with than me. So we're switching to n dash. So in English, there's just hyphen n dash and m dash, and n dash is the middle length one. All right, this is all the stuff I don't know. But it said former PRC female table tennis player or Qiao Hong. But retired is a better. Like, it's very unclear what former refers to here. Like, she retired. She just got old, right? Yeah. All right. So 1968, that's before the moon landing, right? Yeah. So she's retired. She didn't like change federation or anything like this. What's this one? Oh, this one was a challenge for me because when functions as a verb meaning to tattoo. So yeah, same with this one as well. this is the problem. When here, when pertaining to tattoos, yeah, it can mean have the same meaning, right? I think this one is becoming more popular for tattoos nowadays, but historically it's been this one, and people still do use this one for tattoos for wenshen. So this one. Yeah. So this is the, oh, okay, so this is the editor. So this is verb wenshen. Yeah. It's around, yeah. So this is a verb usage from a dictionary they looked up. What's this one? Oh, yeah. So for the More Than Enough Hansa project, yeah, I encountered this specific character, this one here, in the corpus, this Taiwanese corpus, and I didn't see it in the CCC dictionary, so I proposed this edit. Yeah, I didn't really know how that was implemented, but yeah. Oh, those are the ones I listed. Okay, so Richard has just edited it so that I don't know, a different format, right? What's changed? So the simplified character is this one, and everything else is identical. Yep. All right. Just okay. I'm not sure. This is some syntax thing. Yeah. Okay. So this is. Uh, these are other. Yeah. Argon arc welding we saw before on the signage. So I proposed that one. Not 100% sure if this is the best gloss, but it's all right. His one's a bit old. Oh, we're still discussing this. So here are some editor comments. Uh, yeah. This one just haven't got around to, etc. There was a batch there where we went through like manta rays and stingrays and all sorts of rays, and but it's really challenging. It really is challenging because in English and in Chinese, people there's like everyday language which is imprecise, and then there's scientific language which is quite precise, but also evolved over time as new scientific evidence came in, etc., etc. Yeah. Anyway, what's this one? Oh, this is Diet Coke. Yeah. Um. So for this one, someone else proposed something in relation to this. This one. 建议可乐. So this is Diet Coke, but I propose just 建议, this one. So diet, because it's used outside of Diet Coke as well, like Diet Sprite, etc. Yeah, so this one's yet to be processed, but sometimes it takes time if the editors have to think. You provide as much evidence as possible. Yeah, if you're submitting entries, please provide as many dictionary, like maybe 3 dictionary definitions, if possible, and same with examples, like diverse real world examples of native speakers using it in a certain way, not like native speakers saying, oh, this word means that, but native speakers actually doing that, right? Yeah, so that's what I was trying to do here. Yeah, I didn't give any dictionary definitions, probably because I didn't find it in any dictionaries. But yeah. So that's kind of what I've been doing. What else have I been doing? Just working on those things and so on. Now, well, we've reached the 1 hour mark for this video, so maybe it's time to switch gears. Let's go say hi to ChatGPT. So what I want to do is think about what to do next in relation to the HK739. So, I don't know. I use ChatGPT as a sounding board, right? I'm not going to just blindly do whatever it tells me. Okay, first this. This is all one exam. You get a different certificate based on your marks. Right. Give me my profile. That's my profile. uh, I'm not sure. It's. I'm not sure if I want to do things like this. Is all right. I want to mull. First, do I even want to take this? Asking why before you commit. Good place to start. Thank you for your, I don't know, affirmation. Practical payoff. Do I need it? No. No. I 100% do not need it. My life will continue on as normal. If I don't have a HSK 7 through 9, it's mostly about flexing. Actually, one other thing. One other thing is this. There was an official post关于 HSK 7至9级和 HSK 6级分数对应关系的说明。So what? Blah 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 blah. Here, this is an official announcement that says HSK 7级水平对应 HSK 6级240分及以上。So what does this mean? Does that it means okay? If you pass the HSK 7, it counts as 240 on the HSK 6. Right? Does it work both ways? Like if I get 240 on the HSK 6, do I get a HSK 7 and not have to take it? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I remember seeing this and it's like, what is the meaning behind this? Like, can I get a certificate, a HSK 7 certificate without taking it? Without taking the HSK 7 through 9 exam? And maybe, can I get 240? That's on the HSK 6. That's another question. Maybe not. I don't know. What was my guesstimate? My guesstimate was. So is that 240? So let's assume I got precisely this. Oh, that's an issue, isn't it? Because the new HSK has 4 sections, whereas when they wrote this, it only had 3. So presumably it only includes the first 3. Well, in that case, yes. So 80 plus 90 plus 85. What's that? Who's good at maths? So 80 plus 90 is 170 plus 85 is 255. Right? I feel like I should know this. For those of you who don't know, I actually have a PhD in maths, but arithmetic is not something I'm particularly good at. 80 plus 90 plus 85. So 255. So I did get it right. I don't know. I'm smart enough to know that I should cross-check routine arithmetic. Algorithms are better at this. 255, and like if my prediction is correct, 255 is higher than 240, and therefore this 对应. I don't know. Do they give me a HSK 7 certificate if I get this? I do not know. But anyway, I do not know. Let's go ask ChatGPT. So can I give it the link? Yeah, this says yes. Yeah, I went and read the whole thing. Um, so this doesn't mean you can literally get at this by scoring this. All right. Wow, ChatGPT. I didn't even ask the question. It already answered it. It inferred the question I'm getting at. Yeah. Do I get an HSK 7 certificate for this? Probably not. What's this link? I don't know. Let's click it and see what it says. All right. First of all, you need to be a bit careful. This is nothing. It's just restating the original link. All right. So, yeah, nowadays you need to be careful. There's a lot of like AI generated information in quotes about the HSK on various sites. Yeah, like I feel like the 240 threshold is for university, e.g., if a student passed the HSK 7 and wanted to enroll at a university wherein the student needed a mark on their HSK. Wherein the right word? I don't. But if I get 240 on the HSK 6, can I claim a HSK 7? I remember a time, feels like a month ago, and everyone kept saying ChatGPT always says you're right. Yeah. No. All right. But it probably would imply I'm ready for some extent. That's the right take. All right. Can you whip up a table of pros and cons for me taking the HSK Center? I don't know. We'll see what we got here. Pros, structured goal. Yeah. It is a clear target, and there is an advantage in that rather than just reading random things. One issue with that is that it's not exactly like there's a textbook or anything like this. I do have some books, but we'll see. Skill growth, all right, but that's true no matter what I do. Benchmarking, that's kind of true. Well, the focus, the structure and focus are clear advantages. Confidence boost. Well, confidence boost. Yeah, if you pass. Yeah. So skill. Let's drop skill growth because that's true either way. Let's drop benchmarking maybe. Let's drop was this confidence boost. Since, well, I might not pass. Let's drop universities since I'm not enrolling in university. Or at least I'm not intending to right now. Yeah, if I'm going to university, I'd probably be aiming to be a lecturer rather than not lecturer or researcher. Researcher, it's better. Be a researcher rather than a student. Time insensitive. Yeah. Sorry, time intensive. I'm like, time intensive. Time insensitive. It's like, all right. You can imagine what that means. Time intensive. Yeah, it is intensive. Stress, pressure. That's true. Yeah. Limited practical payoff. Yes. Yeah, a lot of people don't even know it exists. Um, Opportunity cost. Yeah, exactly. Um, there are other things I can do. Risk of plateau. No, I don't. I'm not. I don't think is a real risk. I don't think plateau. So let's drop that one. Plateau burnout. It's tedious learning words, and there's a lot of words for the HSK. So like just having a list of words, it's a bit tedious learning lists of words. Uh, Incremental benefit, like in the real world, yeah. Because I prepared for the 2.0 standards HSK 6, and I think it's at least in terms of reading. The reading is pretty hard on that one. For the 3.0, it was a lot easier, or at least I found it a lot easier. It was quite comfortable, in fact. Um, yeah. What else do you think? What else do you think? Yeah. All right. Yeah. This is an issue. One, there's a trap. There's a trap. Like HSK lock in. Like, if I don't pass, then, well, I fail, right? It feels like I failed, but really I improved, just not on paper. I likely improved significantly, just not on paper. HSK lock-in. It's like, all right, imagine this happened to me with the HSK 6. Like, I studied and like my Chinese improved a lot. It doesn't mean I passed the HSK 6. It just meant that, like, it really is, yeah, there's like years of effort gone into that. And yeah, it's very hard to get anyone else to appreciate it unless you say, I have passed this exam. Yeah, it's hard to get someone to appreciate I've improved a lot unless you say I passed. All right. The listening, speaking, prep load, the weaker areas. Yeah, I feel like my listening and speaking has improved though. My speaking could use more volume though, like a lot more output. These are your weaker areas, even if reading. Yeah, reading is kind of ridiculously strong. In not meaning to brag, it's proportionally speaking, it's by far out in the lead. 远远领先. Um, yeah, yeah, because I spent so much time learning characters and vocabulary and things. Yeah. But the thing is, I really don't want to read boring things. And if you only have a very limited vocabulary, it's too boring. I want to read something. Read this. 西游记. Or something that's a real challenge. All right. Yeah. So that's why I focused so much on pushing vocabulary and reading up. Because reading, like, I can just do. Yeah. All right, vocabulary, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Like, yeah, while vocabulary is tedious, I'm good at it. Well, I'm good at it. Bit of a. Sorry, I'm just going to mull these over. All right. Deadline pressure. Yeah, the deadline pressure I do not. Yeah, the deadline pressure, somewhat unwanted, adding unnecessary stress. Whoops, my life. I don't know. I can do it without. I can learn just as well without, maybe even better. Same pressure, perhaps even better, because I enjoy it a lot more. All right. So I'm just going to ignore whatever ChatGPT is saying. Certificate. The advantage of getting a HSK 739 certificate is that it's the highest level in some sense. If I get a 7 in some sense, I get a 7, will I want to get an 8? And it would be nice to use this to be able to say I have this certificate in the event, in the possible future where I become a Chinese teacher or something like that. All right. So there is that. Yeah. This one. It is somewhat incompatible. It's semi-compatible with YouTube. Like, all right, so if I want to do something like pick a book and read it on YouTube, I can do that, but I have to worry about copyright and things like that. Yeah, so it's a goal that is semi-compatible with YouTube, e.g. if I read a book, like it adds extra technical burdens, e.g. setting up cameras, and there's copyright at the same time. At the same time, what? At the same time, I don't know. It's encouraging and can help me with a routine. Yeah, with MTH, the MTH goal seems to be nearing, seems to be less intensive nowadays, in that it's kind of nearing completion in some sense. There's certainly a fewer things. All right. Okay. Let's retabulate and go. So where were we? So here, benchmarking. Oh, also it's expensive. Also, it's expensive. I'd likely have to travel and book hotels too. Yeah. Mock exams as well. Anyway, so these go on benchmarking, external recognition. They're like, while I'm not really needing it for enrolling in university, it is, I don't know, it just it looks better on the CV to say I passed this exam than it does to say I studied the equivalent amount without passing the exam. Yeah. I don't think I've ever met anyone who has done this. I think there's like one or two people on Reddit who have posted this. It's a very unique. Yeah, it's a rather unique goal. Not many people have a HSK 729 certificate. Semi-compatible with you. Yeah. So it can be facilitate routine that encouragement. Yeah, I don't want the exam lock-in. That's probably more than anything else. Like you get what feels 90% of the way there, and you kind of don't have the certificate. You don't get a 90% to 90% of the way to passing certificate. You just get nothing. I've already got HSK 6 kind of thing, and a failed HSK 7 is what? Medium, opportunity cost. I don't know. All right, so all right, let's split it up. Reading, writing, listening, speaking, vocabulary, grammar, culture. Reading, yeah. Sometimes I speak with AIs in Chinese. So I speak with AIs in English and they just write in Chinese. They just kind of figure it out. And I just keep responding in English. So at first if I wrote in English, it would write in English. But at a certain point, when I asked ultra nuanced questions about characters in Chinese, it kind of figured it out. Yeah, exam style passage. I need to go through my books. All right. So I have many books. Maybe it's time to reorganize. Also, I still don't know my HSK marks. It's on March 14th. Yeah. Writing. Yeah, my writing is decent. Do I want to practice writing? I don't want to do the shallow kind of things you do for exams. I want to write proper essays, something that people would read. Yeah. With writing, I don't want to do silly forced essays such as you get on exams. I want to write more meaning things. Like, a bit of a downside, isn't it? Friction, yeah. Listening, my listening definitely feels like it's improved. I didn't really intend this, it's just existing. I could train more though. The thing is, a lot of the topics that came up on the HSK 6 exam that I took involved topics like AI and so on. And because everyone's talking about AI, yeah, you know. Speaking. Yeah, I probably should get an italki teacher slash tutor. I'll have to think about that. Not sure. The thing is, yeah, one reason to take the HSK 739 is that I'm unfamiliar with it, and I will remain so until I actually take. Well, all right. Yeah, I hope ChatGPT can untangle all my thoughts. Um, Speaking prep languages. Do I have anxiety? Not really. I don't have the well. It really depends what you mean by anxiety. Um, yeah. You know, I remember people asking me this. Like, you go, like your therapist or something will ask you, "Do you have anxiety?" And it's like, I don't know what your standard of having anxiety is. I have some level of anxiety, but I don't have the level of anxiety I've seen in some people where it's like I'm not going outside, etc. Although I don't like going outside. Okay, that's another story. Let's not get onto that. Um, Vocab. Tedious list them. Yeah, like they are boring, but they are manageable. Grammar. So yeah, grammar for me nowadays doesn't look like 虽然但是尽管尽管但是 or this sort of thing. That's the kind of clunky grammar structures they teach you at HSK 4 level. Nowadays, my grammar is focused more on word specific grammar, using adjectives to describe things that those adjectives describe, right? Um, Using verbs with the appropriate objects. Is it an intransitive verb, etc.? But it's getting less and less necessary to study grammar for me, because I study the grammar when I study words. So for every word I study that word's grammar, right? Or at least if I get it wrong. Culture, idioms, historical context. So when I say culture, there's things like not knowing enough about Chinese history, not knowing who Lin Xiangru is, things like that. Yeah, not just like what is Spring Festival, but yeah, yeah. What's the backstory behind the Chongyu Jushang Tanbing, etc. etc. That's the issue. Routine motivation. Yeah. Logistics. All right. Okay, let's do. Okay. Can you I don't know, untangle my thoughts? Let's see if ChatGPT can untangle my thoughts. There's pros and cons. It's not a straightforward, clear-cut thing. The other thing is there is a risk that the HSK 7 through 9 might just change. Like it happened when I did HSK 6, it just changed. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely have improved. My writing's improved, listening's improved. Speaking is better than before, but it's still definitely my weakness. Vocabulary and grammar is fine. Culture could use some improvement. Yeah. Yeah, the HSK has changed. HSK changed during my HSK 6 script. And I can't exclude the possibility that it changes yet again. That's another issue. It's not stable. Like, I mean, I cannot exclude the possibility that tomorrow the HSK 7 might be totally different to today. So I need to study in such a way that my learning is robust to whatever changes are made the HSK 7. Yeah, so I need to study in such a way that my learning is robust to potential changes to. Yeah, like, so if I spend a year preparing for HSK 7 through 9 and they decide then, okay, we're going to change it, and I can't do anything about that. But I need to prepare now for what the HSK 7 through 9 will be in the future. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I do know large numbers of characters. So learning words is usually pretty easy. It is pretty hard to find characters I'm unfamiliar with. Like, I can do it, of course, but I have to go out of my way. I'd have to read poetry or something, or like go on Google Maps to some city I haven't been to in China, and there'll be lots of characters there that I don't know, some river name or something. Unfamiliarity. I'm not. The motivation is I want to know what it's like in the real world to take this exam. If I take it, maybe other people. Well, I'll do one of the postmortems that I've done for all the other ones, right? Except this one. That one was super demoralizing. I do this, and people read it, and then they're kind of like, "Oh, okay, I should do that. I should do this." Blah blah blah. So I'd like to do that for HSK 7, and it'd be much clearer to know what to do were I to yeah have the past experience of having taken it once. That's the decision. Do the pros outweigh the cons? Do I value the certificate itself? Kind of. And it is something. It's not nothing. Adapt something. Yeah, so I'll need to adapt my study method for this. So for example, when I do the editorial things here, so I'll just do my submission. Don't give away too much. Yeah, okay, so this was added just now. So this is electric ray. So Yao. So most people would not know this character. But it's like I mean I studied it. Yao. Yao refers to like rays, right? In the sense of like the aquatic creature. There's Yao and there's Hong, right? And there's a lot of colloquial names as well. So what was I saying? Yeah, I like doing deep dives. So someone, for example, oh yeah, so this one, that's fine. So here at Hong, yeah, this is a deep dive. Like when I studied this, I did deep dives. I don't know, it prompted me into watching videos on manta rays. And I was like, documentaries and things. And it's like, oh yeah, they do call it Hong, etc., etc. Yeah. Hong. Yeah, this is another one. Hong. There's Hong, and then there's Yao. And most people, like I think average people would not be able to tell the difference. There's a difference at scientifically, etc. Yeah. So this one, I forget what the changes were. But I had to kind of not just dive into the Chinese. I had to dive into the English, and I had to dive into the scientific taxonomy. And I like these deep dives because it's kind of like I'm not really going out of my way to, I don't know, study. I'm not studying. I'm using my knowledge to do something important, or at least something I consider important, like edit the dictionary. And it's like I get the inadvertent, incidental benefit from doing this. So yeah, I don't know. I like that. That's encouraging. So that's one way I can do this. I can adapt my study in a way that's consistent with projects. The same with the MTH project. I mean, I'm doing this for semi-selfish reasons, in the sense of it's basically my study notes. So I can very quickly go through lots of characters. And yeah, part of the motivation behind doing this is because the HSK changed during my study. And like, it's like all that study you did, it's kind of, is it relevant? I don't know. And what happens if it changes again, etc., etc. So it's changed multiple times during the course of my study. So there is this. Yeah. Yeah, rare, legible this. It is rare. It's very 与众不同. Very 与众不同, isn't it? All right. Yeah, it really sets you apart from the crowd. Clarity about the exam. It's, yeah, stressed. I don't know. I want to go into, like, when I took the HSK 6, like last time on the 31st, I was not especially stressed. So maybe I'm just getting better at stress management. I feel like I'm getting better at exam stress management. The HSK 6 I took recently, I wasn't stressed. I remember doing things like, yeah, I was doing the dictionary thing. Like, I wasn't even studying like crazy before the exam. I know, like, I know my level. I know my Chinese level. I know it's not perfect. I know it's decent, decent to pretty good. There is room for improvement, definitely, but honestly, it's all right. Yeah, I wasn't studying crazy before the exam, as I know this does not help. I've done that. I've done it. It didn't work. Yeah. So it's like, all right, this, yeah, going crazy studying for the exam, like straight before the exam, makes me feel like I've just understudied, right? Yeah. So I want to kind of, I want to say I'm aiming for the HSK 7 through 9 in the sense of I want to be able to read arbitrary things, um, like, which is what I need to do for this dictionary thing, right? Like, if someone comes along, submits an entry, and it's a word that's not in my dictionaries and so on, I need the ability to figure it out. Yeah, and I like doing the deep dives. It's like, oh, it's really interesting. A very precise understanding of words. Yeah. Yeah, I think it is safe to say I am better at handling the stress. Yeah. Oh, that's the another thing. My passport's about to expire. uh, yeah, I'm not going to show you my passport. Here's my passport. My passport, I'm not going to show the inside. My passport's about to expire. What this means is, yeah, it's a bit awkward living in a country when you don't have a valid passport. So I will need to. Okay, my plan is to go to Australia in March. So in a few weeks, I better book a flight. No, it's not a problem. Traveling a few weeks after Spring Festival, it's super cheap. So there's reason why I do it in March. That and my passport's about to expire. Um, yeah. So that's going to interrupt as well. Mm. Yeah, this last minute overcramming. Yeah, it didn't help. It made things worse, really. Um, like I truly feel like if I spend a few days cramming for an exam, it's not going to improve my marks. It's going to increase my stress. Yeah, my knowledge is much more robust than that. Um, yeah, yeah. It's the experience to know maybe for subsequent HSK 7 through 9 exams what I should do. All right, one thing I should do is look at where it is, where and when it is. All right, so here's the website. Let's go figure out when the exams are. HSK 7 through 9, English. Yeah, there's translation. I forgot about this. I don't know much about translation. It's, again, when I say the exam has changed, it's, I've studied reading, writing, listening. Speaking was kind of not on the HSK exam until recently, and so it's my clear weakness. And translation is still not on the HSK 6 exam, and now suddenly I have to do translation. Yeah. Okay, so I'll do the computer one because it's all right. So we have one in May and one in November. Should I take the one in May and just to see what it's like? November, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to mull. So May, it's May, right? China, Shandong. Where's Shandong? Oh, there is no Shandong. All right, let's. Apparently, I'm gonna be going somewhere else. Shanghai. Where's Suzhou? Is Suzhou on there? Suzhou. So, yeah, I would have to travel. Suzhou. I'd like to go to Suzhou anyway. Yeah. This is how I decide where I'm traveling to. Yeah, Shanghai, Tianjin, Chongqing. Yeah, I haven't been to Jilin, but it's a bit far. Yeah, Jiangsu province. Yeah, Suzhou I could go to. All right. I could handle that. And so if I switch to this date, is there any Shandong? No. I can't get rid of this. Liaoning. Yeah, I'd probably go to Suzhou. There's no. Okay, so Suzhou in May. Whoops. I mean to do that. Hang on, what happened? Suzhou. Was there no Suzhou? Where did Suzhou go? Isn't that what we're all really asking ourselves? All right. Suzhou. Yeah, so last exam I went to Jinan. Suzhou. I could handle that. China has train systems. You can take the trains in China like it's a subway. I remember on the way back from Jinan, I I just went on my phone and it's like, oh, there's a train in an hour. And I nearly missed it because like I couldn't get to the train station fast enough. I thought, yeah, I just walk there. I, it just it was a big train station. uh, anyway, so Suzhou, maybe Suzhou. I'll just make a little note. Suzhou. Um, yeah. All right. So I let ChatGPT know. Yeah, a crucial scheduling constraint. Yeah. So this is not like the other exams. There's not many of them. They're very scant. Yeah, so I presume it's going to continue every 6 months after this. I don't know. I still am very unsure. Um, how many days are there until May? I feel like 100 or something. April. Oh wow. Oh wow. Whoa. That's an issue. No, 76 days. 26 days. Is it enough? I don't know. Like if I spent a week going through, maybe I should say 2 weeks going through the vocabulary, maybe a week for the Chongyu, uh, a week for, yeah, I don't know. I need to practice oral. I need to do translation exercises. Um, yeah, I have a couple of mock exam books. I get tired of, yeah. Well, all right. I still don't know. Do I want to wait to November 22? And how many days until 273? 100. An extra 200 days ish. Wow. Hmm. I don't want to get locked into a HSK exam. Yeah. All right. Let's leave it here. I have to think about this. I really am unsure. Um, we'll call it a video. Thank you all for watching. It is nice to say hello to everyone again. I haven't been on YouTube for a while, and I'll have to mull this over. All right. Thank you all for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in future GTFN.